Alright, what's up, YouTube? Target individual here. Um, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about this whole gang stalking shit, man. It's crazy because it's like these people are actually using this technology on my sons, and you know, it's weird because I never thought, that they'll actually be using like V2K on them. So, uh, my restroom is right next to my son's room, and the other day I'm sitting in there. Everyone's supposed to be asleep. I'm in the bathroom, and it's quiet in the apartment or whatever. And I hear one of my sons talking, and I said, "Well, excuse me, hold on." So I listened to him, and he was having a whole conversation with himself. This is an 11-year-old child, okay, 11 years old. And I said, well, he's obviously hearing the same thing like I hear. But I think it's more so of a conversation when it comes to him. Uh, my voices are not conversating with me. They try to conversate with me sometimes, but it's just mainly a bunch of trash talk about people around me, the kids, uh, threats, uh, just always something negative. It's never positive. And he was, anyhow, my son was having a whole conversation about. I kept hearing him saying, "Well, you did this and you did that, and this and that, and you the one did this and this and that." So I just listened to him, and I said, "I'm gonna go in there and see who is he talking to," because I thought maybe he was talking to his brother, because he actually has a twin. And I goes in there, he's the only one awake. Everyone else is asleep. So I said, okay, they doing it to him. And I asked him, I said, well, who you talking to? And he couldn't say anything. And I already knew then, and I just told him to not talk back to it. Don't say anything, just ignore it. So, 11 years old, haven't even had a chance to like really, uh, he don't even know what, he don't know sin, he don't know, he know wrong from right for the most part, but he still hasn't had a chance to, he hasn't had a chance to basically live to do wrong. So, in this lifetime, anyhow, okay, so what did he do? You know, 11 years old, man. 11 years old. And the crazy part about it, I've actually been threatened by the V2K, the remote monitoring, that that it was planning on basically treating them the same way that I was treated as a kid, which they would have to actually get me out of their life to even for them to even live anywhere similar to the way that I lived when I was their age. So they would actually have to not have a father for for them to experience a lot of stuff that I experienced. So while I'm here, pretty much it's not gonna happen on my clock. You know, I'm not gonna treat them the way I was treated, and I'm not gonna let nobody else treat them the way I was treated. So I don't know what's the plans with that, but I was threatened that uh, if I, this was a while back too, you know, and it was like saying stuff like, well, I'll make it to where they'll never graduate school, or I'll make it to where this kind of thing happens to them and that kind of thing happens to him. It's always vulgar, always uh, negative, you know, which I'm not gonna go into exact details of the things that it says. Maybe I will one day because all of it is embarrassing and it's filthy, you know, and it's just gross, you know. And I don't want to talk about that at this moment. Maybe one day when I get enough confidence to talk about that, I'll post it. But right now, I don't want to talk about it. But anyhow, I was always threatened, you know, that oh we'll do this and we'll do that to the kids, you know, as far as their mentality, make it to where uh, they won't graduate and you know just try to mess their life up also, bro. And I just don't get it. Like they too young to even have, you know, like they say the reason why they did stuff to me is because things I done that was not agreeable as far as with the gang stalking program or whatnot. And until I figured out that a lot of thoughts and stuff wasn't mine, I was blaming myself. So I can actually see how a lot of the people who end up going through this will kill themselves because I was blaming myself for a lot of the stuff that I was going through. She went to the store. What is it? Huh? She told you to write something. Oh, okay. Well, she'll be back in a second. Where was I forgot where I was at. But anyhow, oh yeah, 11 years old. I mean, he ain't even did nothing to even deserve this crap. You know, but that's what I was told. All the target individuals, they did something to deserve what they going through. Okay, but you can have, you know, like certain people, they can get out here all day long and say whatever the hell they want to say, and nothing being done to them. But we're sitting here all day, every day, getting tortured, and I'm not even outside standing on the corner nowhere doing nothing. I'm in my house. You know, I might put a video up every so often. A lot of these videos don't even be me on a video. It'll be videos that I watched on my different channels that I watch. I post them. So I mean, how is that you can get out here and you know say what you want to say? I'm not saying what they saying is wrong because I totally agree with what they saying, but when it boils down to it, you're there, you're you're out, you're making it known, and nothing is happening. Like most of the target individuals that I know, like that are lawyers and doctors and you know different people with diplomas, you know, and stuff like that. That's why they ended up getting put on it because they spoke out. So we got people out here, different groups of them, just whole gangs of them different names, different groups, all over the country. And you mean tell me none of y'all ain't got, and none of y'all is not targeted. None of y'all don't have no stories about being attacked with direct energy weapons. No one has stories about being gang stalked and electronically harassed. No street theater. You know, no, nobody breaking into your home, destroying your property, losing jobs. I mean, what's the deal with that? No, mainly the V2K, because the V2K is just like, that's like the worstest, but that's the norm for a target. So no V2K, uh, you know, none of these symptoms. But you can stay out here and say what you gotta say and do whatever you want to do, and then there's nothing happening to them, but everything's happening to us. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have little things that happen to come along with that. Somebody might bust up on them and disagree with what they saying, but that's just average life. I'm talking about being attacked with this technology. You would think by you standing out, uh, making a stand, like all the other the TIs who were not TIs, they were just like people who had something to say that ended up going through stuff. Like okay, we say, uh, let's say what's his name, Robert Snowden. I don't know if he received V2K. I don't know, but look at his situation. Um, just all the different TIs, man. Like some of these people are like people who had something to say, and then somebody didn't like it, and then they ended up being TIs. Okay, so it's plenty of people who don't like what if you got a whole group of people standing out telling people, hey, this, and the third, blah 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 blah, yelling at them or whatnot. You mean tell me you ain't ran into nobody who can turn you into a TI and put you on V2K? And people been out here doing this shit for years, and there are no TIs. It don't make sense. Like it just don't make sense to me. Like there should be stories about a lot of these guys in these groups should have stories about being attacked with dual weapons, being targeted, you know, and things of that nature. Nothing. So I'm at the point right now. I'm like, damn, how much more could these motherfuckers do? Because like I said before, and if I haven't, I'm gonna say it now. My whole life was already screwed up before this, like childhood, being in state custody up until adult. I had to stay in state custody from all the way from teenager to an adult, and even before that, just messed up family, uh, you know, just dysfunctional shit. Drug addicts, drunks, gang members. That's what my family consisted of. So that's what I grew up around. And I'm like, what's one more fucked up thing? You know what I mean? You niggas, I mean, they add this on to it, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I could care less. I don't give a fuck about listening to a voice talking shit to me all day when I know for a fact that person is not nowhere near me. How you gonna? I mean, that's somebody with a simple mind that'll let that drive them crazy. I'm not gonna let it drive me crazy because I know it ain't. It's not what it is. So that's really a waste of time, a waste of that damn technology to even put me on the shit. I mean, like, I'm just being honest. They're like a waste of time. My life was already fucked up, so how you gonna fuck up my life even more than it already was? I've been homeless, you know. I've been through all kind of different altercations. I just been through my whole life just consists of a pile of fuck ups. So who gives a fuck about remote monitoring being added to the list? That's like when I tell some people, it's like keep your chin up, put your chest out, just stand up. They gonna do what they want to do to you anyway. That's how it's been. That's how it's been anyway. So if you could deal with if you could deal with all the stuff that already been done to you in life, which most TIs have, uh, especially the ones who have been since they was born, what do we care? What do we care about remote monitoring? A little stinging me in my head. You know what I'm saying? They be doing that little shit where they sting you in the head. It's like it feels like something stinging you on top of my head, all over my body. Being hit with direct energy weapon, like make you feel like you're on fire. That's how it make you feel. Okay, like your whole body is on fire. First thing you want to do is go jump in some water, or you want to get somewhere where it's cooler because it feel like you're burning up. So I just don't get what's the point. And even before when I first started receiving V2K, it was like they kept making it like I did something wrong, but they had been prepping me for that situation for I don't know how long. They took control over my speech at one point, and probably still. I know they still could. At certain times they can. Like at a weakened state when you're depressed or angry, they will basically jump in you. Kind of like I said, the Smiths were doing on the Matrix, where they were just jumping in people. I'm pretty sure they can do that. You see what I'm saying? Uh, when you're angry, but anyhow, I just don't get it. Now, my son. I mean, how much? I mean, what he do? You know what I'm saying? I just don't get that. Like, what did he do for them to be messing with him? So it's like, oh, okay, you gonna take it out on him for what you feel like I did. Fine, okay, whatever. But it still just don't make damn bit of fucking sense. So this is how I know whenever I'll most likely been on it way longer than I thought. You know what I'm saying? Most likely been on it. But anyhow, I'll come back at y'all at another time.